We have a few showers around on this Wednesday evening. However, getting into our Thursday, rainy weather likely. Once we move into our Thursday evening, that's when we'll be dealing with the impacts from a major Category 4 hurricane, which is Helene. So a first alert weather day for tomorrow. Right now, your preparations should be wrapping up. You may have a few hours tomorrow, but make sure you've got a plan for protective action. Now, the impacts from Helene will be high. That's because we're dealing with a major hurricane. Timing on that is tomorrow afternoon into early Friday morning. We'll have hurricane conditions, tropical storm conditions, also the potential threat for flash flooding, and with very strong winds, widespread power outages, also downed trees. As a result of that falling on power lines, that's why we'll have the power outages likely to be widespread and for an extended period. Also, the potential threat for tornadoes. Here's the latest on Helene as of the 5 p.m. advisory. Max winds are up to 85 miles an hour. The storm has continued to intensify. It's going to intensify even further by the time we get into tomorrow afternoon. Major Category 4 hurricane. Notice at landfall, still a major Cat 4 coming into South Georgia tomorrow evening as a Category 4 storm. We will be on that right side of this system, which is the dirty side, the most impactful weather. So if you're in any area of South Georgia, make sure you are prepared. You have a sturdy place to go. Of course, it's going to pass on through, weakening during the overnight and out of here by early on Friday. Now, in terms of the wind field, it extends. It's massive, about 400 miles from the center of circulation. So we'll begin to get in on those tropical storm force winds well ahead of landfall tomorrow evening. Landfall 8 p.m., give or take an hour or so. But notice just how far north the tropical storm force winds are, which will be 39 miles an hour and even higher as the storm comes right across South Georgia, west of I-75, the center of circulation. That's when we'll have those hurricane force winds. All of the area, however, will be in the thick of a major hurricane throughout our Thursday evening. By Friday morning, continuing to push further off toward the north. Now, all of South Georgia is under a hurricane warning, and that means that hurricane conditions are likely within the next 36 hours. For now, there's a front to back off to our west, and of course, we've had showers and thunderstorms along that boundary. That's coming in from the west, but also beginning to get those outer rain bands from the south northward, and this is only going to increase in coverage as well as intensity for the rest of tonight, meaning we've got very wet conditions holding throughout our Thursday as a rain continues to pile up in terms of inches. That's going to aid in that potential threat for flash flooding. Possibly a lull in the activity prior to landfall tomorrow evening, but once it comes inland, things go downhill for us. Notice winds a northeast at 22, but they're going to be even higher, especially gusting higher than 40 miles an hour. That's tropical storm force, but there will be hurricane force winds for portions of the southwestern corner tomorrow evening. Here we are early on Friday. All of that is well off to our north. Now, rainfall amounts, of course, will be adding up. On average, about 4 to 6 inches. Of course, some areas a bit higher. Let's talk about today. Let's take a breather. Yes, this is our quiet time. Temperatures right now range from the mid-70s into the mid-80s. As we move throughout the evening, notice our rainy weather becomes likely, and that's going to take us throughout the day tomorrow. Once again, Thursday, a first alert weather day. A projected Category 4 hurricane will be making landfall tomorrow evening along the northeast Gulf Coast, and that's going to ride right into South Georgia throughout Thursday evening into the overnight, and therefore make sure you have a plan for protective action, a sturdy place to stay until this storm passes on through. It gets out of here early on Friday. We'll have much quieter conditions for the weekend.